And these guys that broke off from Boston GMS, I don't even waste my time watching their videos.
Hey, Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakadash. It's your brother, Elder Bishop Python, back at you with another video. So, watching this video by the Elder Apostle Tahar. On his page, clowns on the left of me, jokers on the right. And that's a quote he got from, I forgot where, but Apostle Gabar mentioned it. So basically this video is mainly in regards to Deacon Hassad, a Deacon Sloggy, man, I forgot his name. The dark-skinned dude who thinks he can rap. I'm not throwing shots, but yeah. I mean, he raps, but whatever. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. Because I know some cats who could really spit, but whatever. But they did a breakdown of Ezekiel 38 recently, and they fumbled that shit. They fumbled it hard. They fumbled it really hard. And they were on I guess a live stream with I don't know, some cat. I don't know, the guy, Ronan. I'm not familiar with these cats, so Slakia. Somebody named Ronan, I think, because I'm getting it off of Apostle Tahar's video. But anyway, they totally fumbled Ezekiel the 38th chapter. And what's his name? Hassad. Hassad did a video recently. And he's kind of getting at Elder Apostle Tahar. I mean, they're just scrambling right now, man. And what it looks like is happening is that the Most High is just splitting that thing apart. The Lord talks about it. He said that judgment is going to come at his house. Book of Acts is going to begin at his house. Acts 5 says that if it was not set up by the Most High, the thing's going to fall apart. But if it's set up by the Most High, you're going to find yourself fighting against the Most High. So there's certain men that you just don't fuck with that's doing his work. And that would be the brothers, sincere brothers here at GMS. You don't fuck with us, all right? Because look, man, y'all just know it's from the internet era. Back in the 90s. You have no idea what type of work the brothers in GMS right now, the apostles, the bishops, and even the young elders in the part of the main camp, man, we'd all been doing the work before YouTube, before y'all even know what an Israelite was, before y'all knew the names of the Most High and His Son, before you knew anything about any type of prophecies, how to break them down a correct way. We were out on the highways and byways decades before that. You have no idea the work we put in. You entered into the freaking millennium world, tech world, where you could live stream and you record a couple things on your phone. When we were coming up, man, to upload videos like Apostle Gabar was going into it, excuse me, and trust me, I know this process all too well, is that we used to have the marathon camps out in New York every single week. Marathon camps, marathon classes. But the camps would be from the afternoon and a lot of times past midnight out there speaking. And back then you couldn't upload long videos on YouTube. You couldn't live stream. I'm talking about 90s, I think, when did we first come out on YouTube? Actually, when we first came out, maybe it was after 2007 or something like that. I get the dates messed up. But before we got on YouTube, You know, we were doing live broadcasts on the air. Um, we were making flyers and signs, and mind you, the flyers and the signs were all made by hand. Nowadays, number one, most of y'all out there, and let's deal with Sakari, all the signs, damn near 90% of your signs, you got them from us. You know, especially that big Caesar Borgia sign. That big Caesar Borgia sign, that was made by GMS. Most of them signs went to our website, greatmillschool.info, and you just click a button and download this shit and then go print it out. When we had to hand draw signs, you know, Bishop Sakurun used to do them. He said like the NATO sign, he hand drew that. I remember he drew that by hand, you know. And I'm not bragging and boasting, but I'm just going into a little bit of history. And a lot of the signs, that y'all use, we did them. I did a lot of them, like the Caesar Borgia sign, the big one y'all use with the horns. I did that one, So we had to actually draw those things out. We had to find software to print them out. When we got to the era where we could use printers, everything back, before then, everything was hand drawn. The flyers, a brother had to draw those up. That a lot of those flyers go back to One West. They say hand out flyers, so those were hand drawn and scriptures and all that. I don't know who the brother is that used to hand draw them, but I know in Connecticut, the Bishop I bought was the one that was in charge of the flyers. Printing them out, running the Kinkos, getting those printed out, and all that was coming out of our own pockets. The money. Those things aren't cheap, man. To make the signs how we used to make them, those things weren't cheap. We had to pay for printer paper. We had to pay for the color for the printer, the toner. We had to buy the poster boards. We had to print the pictures out because they're on big poster boards. We had to print them out in pieces, right? And then put the pieces together, glue them onto the board, wrap them in some type of tape, and then sometimes it would rain, and then the thing would get destroyed, and we have to do it again. Those things, and it was it was pricey. And then we got to the YouTube era where we had them long ass camps, right? And you only can upload 10 minutes of video. So we would have hours of camp that a brother would have to, we didn't have cell phones back then. And this was before cameras, the handy cams. That's when we had handy cams. You had to put the little tapes in there. I forgot what they call the tapes. But it wasn't digital storage, so it didn't go on an SD card. So basically, we had to take the video, the hours of video, we had to transfer it or burn it to like a DVD, right? Then we had to process it. And then we had to bring it to another program and chop hours and hours of video up in 10 minutes each. Because y'all remember, we used to have videos where it'd be part 1, part 2, part 3, and shit would go all the way up to like part 30, And we used to upload those. We didn't charge any money. We didn't ask for anything in return. We just did it, And that process took hours. I'm talking about converting the video from the tape into a digital format so it can be uploaded to YouTube. That thing took hours, to do. And yeah. So I mean, y'all talking all this shit, you have no idea. No idea. It's like a kid talking shit to his parents. That's exactly why in this video here, Apostle Tar call y'all kids, because that's exactly what y'all are. Y'all a bunch of kids, novices. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about. And here it is trying to walk into some shoes that you can't fit and you're fucking up and you're fumbling. Try to run or sprint in some shoes that don't fit you. You're going to come up out of them shoes, you're going to trip, you're going to fall. And that's exactly what y'all are doing. All right, your novices filled up with pride. And the knowledge that you have, you learn that from the same men you talking shit about. Now go figure that. Go figure that one out. You know? But my point number one is we put in a lot of work that you have no idea about. The shit I'm talking about, that's not even 1% of the work that we put in. You know? Never mind all the times we got different brothers got locked up for teaching the word, you know? All different types of stuff. When 9/11 happened, y'all know the story. We were just chilling. We didn't do anything. They came to the school and locked a bunch of brothers up. And the bail was like for some stupid amount, man. It was like almost $500,000, something like that, for the bail for each brother. And nobody did anything, you know? So we went through a lot. Went through a lot of people talking shit. Nate used to talk shit a lot, I remember. Because we used to be, when we got the computer in school, you know, because I was a computer guy. So I'd be sitting there with the apostles, and we'd be on comment boards, different chat rooms, and we would be so-called debating and all that, cutting them up. And Nate used to talk a lot of junk, you know. And I remember one email he sent us. I remember, or maybe I think he said that he might have sent it on a camp when because I personally met Nate. What does he call himself? Bishop Nathaniel. I personally met him or seen him one time, and that was when I was a youngin, when I first came into truth. And we set up camp by where he was working at. He was a security guard, and I believe the name of the place was called Bunnies. And I remember seeing him back then. And I keep thinking it's email, but I think it was at that point where he said, yeah, email me when the missiles are coming. So basically he was saying, because we used to prophesy about the nuclear destruction way back in the 90s. This was before we even got on you. No, actually, I think the videotape might be flown around somewhere, actually. Or it might have been taken down, I don't know, on YouTube. But I thought somebody might have uploaded, I don't remember. But in other words, what he was saying is that the prophecy about the nuclear destruction was BS, like it was bullshit. You know, he's making mockery. Yeah, email me when the missiles are coming. I remember that. I remember that statement. And I remember seeing him as a security guard, all skinny. You know, I think he had the braids back then. I don't remember 100%. But anyway, back to this video, man. To Haka, I think his name, and Deacon Haka and Hassad. You know, I ain't trying to fuck up their names. But yeah, man, totally fucked up on Ezekiel 38. And logically, it just doesn't make sense that Russia's gonna rule. And I was watching Hassad's video. He's going to do with Ezekiel 38, and it jumps around a little bit, and he was getting all fucked up on a timeline. You know, like, what are y'all doing, man? You know? And what it is you built your foundation on sand. You didn't build the foundation the right way. All right. And the scriptures talking about giving honors unto the elders, you know, and bringing accusations against elders and coming up against elders, which y'all did, you know, especially what's his name, Alizar, right? You know, the old niggas on the couch comment, and he just has no respect. And I was actually supposed to meet him the first time I went out to Cali. The first time when I went out to LA, I went to visit San Diego. On that same trip, I visited the brothers in LA. On that trip, but I went to San Diego first because I had some family there. And so I asked him, I said, yo, is there any GMS members in this area, San Diego area? and they mentioned Al-Azhar, which I didn't know who he was at that point. But they said, yeah, there's a guy out there. He's with GMS. I don't think that I doubt. I don't think they've ever met him either. Um, but whatever. I didn't hear of him at that point, and I didn't know who he was. But spearheaded, we never linked up. I never met him. You know, that day that he came to the camp to in 34th Street, after leaving Sonetta, the debate, I wasn't there that day either, so I didn't meet him there. I think I was at Broadway because I had my own camp. Me and Bishop Inap, we had our own camp over there on 33rd and Broadway, right up the block. And that's what I'm talking about. The foundation is giving the respect to your elders. That's basics right there. You give respects to your elders who brought you up in this thing. But the reason I mentioned Al-Azhar and me almost meeting him was to say that they got their roots they came out of GMS. And I didn't know Deacon Haka, if I'm saying his name right. I didn't know he was in GMS, but I think he did say that. But I heard Apostle Tahar say it in his same video here. But I know for sure Al-Azhar did, because I was supposed to link up with him. I don't even think I got his number back then. I don't remember. I might have. I don't remember. But I didn't reach out to him. I forgot what happened. But I did see the brothers in LA on that trip. But they came out of GMS. Came out of Great Millstone. So everything they learned is out of Great Millstone. The prophecies, the name of the Lord, the Most High, the name of His Son, nuclear destruction, whatever, all of that. So now they basically calling us the devil, because the devil's a liar, and they're saying that we're false prophets and breaking down the scriptures wrong, right? And what did Yahushua say? Yahushua said, "Can the devil open up the eyes of the blind?" Well, when y'all were blind, it was us at Great Millstone that opened your eyes. And I could say y'all because y'all learned from the apostles. Y'all learned from the apostles before they were called apostles, and from the bishops before we were called bishops. Y'all was watching our videos and y'all learned from us. You know? And that's what that's who opened your eyes, was us. But anyway, I do have some scriptures here. So let me read Proverbs 4:7. And it says, wisdom is a principal thing, therefore get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. So it's obvious that y'all read the scriptures. Y'all know a lot of scriptures, of course. Y'all know a lot of scriptures. We can't say you don't. But we have always said, if we taught anything, we have always said that just because you know a lot of scriptures does not mean anything. It just means you have good memorization skills. It's like, if you have good memory skills, anybody could make it through college, make it the honor roll, pass with flying colors. Women do that all the time. And it's because they have great memory skills, and they can memorize, and they study, and they can remember what they read. And just because you could quote precepts, that's all that means. You got good memory. Good for you, buddy. But do you understand what you're reading? That's the thing. Can you apply what you read? And we've seen a few examples where you have not been able to apply what the scriptures say. And the first thing that's coming to my mind is a Passover. And after you caught the backlash for that, you wanted to quit. You did quit, actually, and you came back. So it's like, y'all just don't know where you stand. You don't know where you stand. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what to do. Your foundation is all fucked up. Because the stuff you're doing now, you didn't learn from Great Millstone. Selling merchandise. Like, when's the last time you went to greatmillstone.info and we had mugs or t-shirts for sale? You know what I'm saying? You didn't get that from us. Talking about that Paul writing is not valid. I don't care what Mark says. That's the new one for me. I didn't know that was a thing too. Now, I don't care what Mark says. That's things that y'all believe in, right? Things that y'all believe in. You don't learn that from us. But see what it is let me see if I have here is the second scripture here, 1 Timothy 3:6. Matter of fact, let me bring that up here. 1 Timothy 3:6. I remember was it Deacon Hakah? Deacon Hakah, the dark skin dude, whatever his name is. I remember one live stream, he said he's better than all GMS members. He said maybe not some of the apostles, but he said the rest of the members, he's better. He's better than them or more knowledgeable, something to that effect. In other words, he'll take on any of the members of GMS, you know. And then he mentioned a couple apostles. He said maybe these apostles are worthy of us, but the rest of them not. Just straight talking cash money ish. But look where you at now. Ezekiel 38. Come on now. We came up in this thing repeating that breakdown over and over and over and over again. And y'all heard us, you had to hear us break it down. I don't know how the F you fumbled that one up, but I know why. The scripture, we about to read it right now. Oh yeah, he's a deacon, because it says deacon right here. Deacon Hakah, I think is his name. Let's see. Okay. Verse 5 says, "For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of the Most High?" Verse 6, "Not a novice." Let me see if I can look up novice. Give me 1 second. What is the definition of novice?
Here's the definition of novice: a person new to or inexperienced in a field or situation.
Right. So that describes them perfectly. New to this field or new to this profession, this thing of ours. You're new. And you're going to talk junk against men that have been in here, that have been in the truth before you were born. Like that lap you about 4 or 5 times. Been through all types of tribulations in this truth and made it out. Don't you know the scripture says that unspotted life is old age. So a brother that made it in his truth this far, and everything that the apostles taught, you could go back in the day. We stand on all the same principles. We teach all the same stuff that we've been teaching since you first heard us. We didn't change anything. So what did that tell you? That tells you the foundation is solid. But if you have no understanding, if you're a reprobate, you can't pick something like that up. You can't pick up those little clues to let you know whether, you're in a good standing or not with the Most High, or if you're following, how you can tell whether a man is a man of the Lord or not. So that should tell you that the foundation over here at Great Millstone is solid. Because we've been talking the same thing, the same prophecies since before we even came on YouTube. All the signs, go to greatmillstone.info. You can download all our signs for free. We've been using them same signs since before YouTube, most of them. The same prophecies, the same beliefs, nothing's changed. Because everything is solid, it's truth. The home of the truth right here at Great Millstone. This is why Apostle Dahar always says we have 100% truth. But you had to go and establish your own truth. And I know what it is. Apostle Dahar mentioned it in his video, but I also said the same thing in previous videos regarding y'all, is that the Spirit of the Most High is not working with you, and I've felt that way for a minute, and the reason why I've said that is because there's new stuff y'all coming up with, like Paul not being his works not being reputable or to be used as sound doctrine. And you got that because that's what scholars say online. Because I notice a lot of the things that y'all say that are not what we taught you, because you did learn from us, all right, are not the things that you learned from us. The scriptures say to be, I don't want to quote it wrong, so hold on. So I just haven't brought it up in a while, so hopefully this is the wording. Right here. So here's one. I thought it was another one I was looking for, but this is a good one. Romans 16 and 17. It says, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. Okay? There's another one I'm looking for. Another one I'm looking for. I don't remember where it is, but this is a good one. It basically says something to the effect that you need to remain in the doctrine as you have learned it. And I know I'm quoting it all fucked up, but if anybody knows what I'm talking of, Babak Shah just put in the chat. What does Philippians say? Let's read verse 8, Philippians 4 and 8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Verse 9, those things which ye have both learned and received and heard, and seen in me do, and the power of peace shall be with you. Yeah, so we never taught that Paul's writings were not reputable. We never taught that Mark's writings were unreputable, but scholars say those things. So, okay, so this is what I see with these cats is they started off following GMS, Great Millstone, because in around 2007 when we first came on YouTube, Great Millstone was going pretty viral. It was going viral, especially with She's a Slut. GMS went viral. There were other Israelite groups, for instance, Bishop Nathaniel was on there, but he wasn't really doing much. But through the spread of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, when we came on YouTube, like I said, we were doing 30-part videos. And that was just one video. And we had several videos we were uploading per week. But they had like 30 parts. They had a lot of parts to them. So we were just flooding the internet with stuff. And, so a lot of cats, their eyes got open, including the Zakari cats. But from what I see, and this is my personal opinion, Al-Azhar, he was trying to rap, and he's kind of like a fail rapper. And maybe Deacon Hassad as well, since he's doing a rap thing on an Israelite platform. And just watching the way they move, it just looked like they were out to get fame. They're out to get fame, trying to live that rapper dream or whatever, get fame and a following. And the way he moves, buying subscribers and followers on platforms, going to the debates with Sarnetta, even though we warned against that because it's not edifying and nothing comes out of it, and because you beat some chemic cats, that's really nothing. I mean, anybody could do that. A Christian could go up there and debate and be a chemic cat. I mean, that's easy to do. So there's nothing there, but he was making those rounds kind of like he was going on tour promoting an album type of thing. And that's really how his name got big, through Sarnetta. And that's why he fucked with Sarnetta. And by the way, we never been into debates, you know. We were never a debate type group because even Sonetta had approached the apostles and offered them money. They said no, you know, because we out here to edify, man. We out here the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is he said his word does not go out void. So we don't need to get on somebody else's platform like Sonetta to get some fame and notoriety. That's not what we're here for. Yahweh Shai didn't even get his fame. Why the hell are we gonna be looking for fame? But what I saw is that just the Sakari, that's what they were looking for. You know, they're looking for fame. And what I saw, a transition to me, was that they started following the model of IUIC, like their model, because IUIC has a business model. Apostle Tahar said a word before, I forgot what it was. Something, what the fuck did he say? It's like, I didn't mean to say it like that, but he said something, I forgot what it was. But the thing or the term that Apostle Tahar used alluded to the fact that they were a business. Like basically a business has a firm that does their branding. You know, when you start a business and you're really serious about it and you got the money to do this, you hire people to come up with a brand. So what does a brand means? It means you come up with your personas. So who are the people you're targeting for your message or for your business? Okay, boom. So this is how you need to present the message. What are your brand colors? Purple and gold. What do they represent? This and that. And then you develop a whole brand. You get a style guide, and you get all this shit, you know, for a company. And there's a word Apostle Tahar used, but it alludes to that. And you know, I said that previously in some other lessons that they're a business. It's not really an Israelite. It's a business that IUIC is. It's a straight up business. And the Sakari follow that model now. So you see them doing apps. You see them doing excuse me, shirts and merchandise, just like IUIC. You know, so their hearts strayed away from what they learned from us, and is going into different direction because the spirit of Yahweh Shimi Yahushai is now working with them, you know? So they have to come up with new stuff because whatever we're doing here at Great Millstone is boring to them. You know, we don't have a lot of views. Apparently they measure whether the Most High is working with a certain Israelite group or not by how many followers they have, you know? Because that's one point that Al-Azhar made, is that he said we're jealous of, I guess, them, and we're jealous of IUIC because of the number of followers. Like, come on, dude, are you serious? It just shows where their brain is at. Like, you guys are low, you know? You're small in the Bible. Like, your vibration is low. Like, who gives a damn about followers? First of all, the scriptures say, wide is the gate that leadeth to destruction. Broad and wide is the gate. You know? So because you got a lot of followers, that probably means the opposite of what you think it means. It means you're world friendly. This is not world friendly. You know? What do the scriptures say? That if you're teaching the right thing, they're gonna tell the seers to see not, the prophets to prophesy not, prophesy to us smooth things. Get thee out of the way. That means you're not gonna have followers. You're gonna get unsubscribed to. So going back to this, the very first, like this is a basic. Proverbs 4:7, wisdom is a principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Y'all do not understand what this thing is about. Y'all don't understand what you're involved in because you never set the proper foundation. You were in this for fame and to get your name out there and to have a big following and all that. And then the people that follow you is like, man, the people that follow y'all, and I'm sure there's members in there that are um, genuine, but excuse me, it's quality over quantity, and the followers y'all got are like weak because you got people, you got youngins that follow you because you put an image out there, you're rapping. You know, one video you had a Hellcat. I don't even know if it was yours or somebody, you borrowed it or you rented it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's yours, but I could be wrong. But you had was it something in the Hellcat was the name of the song. And then you got this, like I said, you're doing this whole like acting like you're promoting a rap album. So you got all these youngins who are just following you because it looks cool. I guess you're wearing fitted caps while you doing lessons, and you talking about Crips and all this slang, like you still in the gang. You know what I'm saying? Like all this, you want no jumper, talking about Crip life and all this crap. So it's like the followers you guys like, you got like Kendrick Lamar followers. They just like y'all shit, but they're not really. You're not raising up. They're not really in this thing. You know, that's what I see. It's like you got a rap group type of following. So yeah, there is a lot of numbers, but it's like it's just quantities, not really no quality there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could say a lot more, but I think that's it. I mean, the Ezekiel 38. I mean, y'all fumble that all up. I don't understand how you would think that after Yahushua appears, read Revelation, the 12th chapter. It tells you what's going to happen when Yahushua appears and Michael and the archangels, you know, they're going to totally demolish the army um, in the valley of Jehoshaphat, the Most High's judgment, where all the armies of all nations are going to be gathered. He's going to totally decimate all of them. And then the scriptures also tell you in the book of Revelation. Let me see if I can find it. Because I'm not going to go too much into it because Apostle Gabar did a video, Apostle Tahar did a video, Apostle Lab, and basically they brought out all the points. When I was watching Hassad's video, all the points they brought out was like we were all thinking the same thing, you know? So I'm thinking about, well, Revelation says this, right? So I don't understand the thinking that y'all got. So Yahushua's gonna come back a couple times, like so. The first he came back one time. He said the second time I will not meet thee as a man. But when he comes back, there's still gonna be some. Oh no, Russia's gonna be ruling after he comes back. So then he's gonna have to come back a third time. Like how does this work? Like how does this work? Um. So this is the first scripture that came to my mind, right? Verse 11, Revelation 19, I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, which represents Yahushua, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. Verse 12, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself. So the many crowns is because when he comes back, he's going to take down all the nations. He's going to knock down all rulerships. Then in the book of Daniel, it says, I beheld till thrones were cast down and the Ancient of Days did sit. So when Yahushua comes back, he's going to throw down all rulerships. There's no kingdom that's going to rule after that. And then you got to remember, when Russia shoots missiles upon America, Russia's going to get missiles shot upon it. So Russia's missiles going to get shot at Russia as well. I don't understand where y'all coming up with this stuff y'all coming up with. It doesn't even logically make sense. And then the scripture said the earth is going to rock to and fro like a drunkard. So that means there's going to be tsunamis. There's going to be earthquakes. Like the whole world is going to be jacked up. Like no one's going to be ruling. There's going to be no rulership. The whole world's going to be toppled. You know, not every place is going to be destroyed by missiles, but the world is going to be jacked up. It says the earth shall rock to and fro like a drunkard. So that means it's going to be stronger than the scriptures speak about the great earthquake. Because missiles are going to get shot all over the place. You know, mainly America is going to be 100% demolished, but Russia's going to get hit as well. You know, other places of the world is going to get hit. So that's why it says the earth's going to rock to and fro like a drunkard. So, and then when Yahweh Shai comes, he's going to take all the crowns, like we just read. Right? Verse 16. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. You know? Verse 15, he should smite the nations. I mean, exactly. So it doesn't even make sense. I got another scripture here. I guess this is a little bit of a spiritual rant. I was watching a video Elder Apostle Tahar did. I watched Apostle Gabar's video. I watched some of Apostle Ramlad's video. I don't watch all of it. But you know, all the same points everybody agrees on. You know, like it doesn't, y'all, the Most High, we're getting closer to the end, and the Most High is just breaking things up, you know, that he didn't set up. And the Sakari, you know, it's all about merchandise and money. It's like I don't watch a lot of their videos anymore, but the last couple of videos I was watching is like the beginning of the video, they're selling something or offering some type of consultation or life coaching advice. And then somewhere throughout the video is like a commercial break for advertising for their products. It's like, come on, man. You don't know what you're into. The Most High is not working with y'all. Okay, then you switching up the doctrine because the spirit ain't working with y'all. So if you don't come up with your own stuff, basically you just gotta follow Great Millstone. That's what it is. You're coming up with your own branding, so you gotta come up with your own twist on things. You know? To make it yours. This is Sakari's. This is our breakdown. This is ours. You're not gonna get this anywhere else. We at Great Millstone, we just deal with the truth. And if you teaching the truth, we're not gonna say, if you teaching the truth, look, the main man of the hour is Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the man. Okay? So you don't need to follow. It's not a thing about getting it from us or following Great Millstone. You're gonna get it from somebody. You know, how can they hear without a preacher? That's what the scriptures say. You know? It just happens that, you know, you heard it from us and you're gonna get the truth from us, but really it's all about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And the only reason why we have the truth is because Yahweh Shai is working through Elder Apostle Tahar, number 1 on down. And we reverence King Masha and Yahweh Shai worked through him, and we always reverence him. So the Most High blessed us with the knowledge because we always reverence our elders, even High Priest Ariyah. So, what else do I have here? 1 Timothy 3 and 6. I didn't read all of that. Let's go. I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna try to get some sleep. Cause it's like 4 in the morning. 1 Timothy 3 and 6. Not a novice, least being lifted up with pride, right? Knowledge puffeth up. So you got a little bit of knowledge. Now you're lifted up with pride. So much are you talking against the very men who taught you. Being lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil. And what is the condemnation of the devil? Is destruction, to be destroyed. Okay? And then, slack you. Let's see, 10. Ecclesiastes 10. Do I have the apocrypha in this? I think I do. Okay, 10 and what I have here, 10 and 12. The hell just happened? 10 and 12. Okay, Ecclesiastes 10 and 12 in the Apocrypha. The beginning of pride. Let me see what the definition of pride is. What is the definition of pride?
Here's the definition of pride: a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements, the achievements of those with whom one is closely associated, or from qualities or possessions that are widely admired.
Yeah, feeling of pleasure, a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements, right? So you started a camp, it's growing, and now you start getting some pride because you see you got these youngings that are following you. You're starting to get some money rolling in. So now you're being lifted up with pride. But what you don't understand is that you only could go so far. You know, you can't go much beyond the basics because that's your basic. Your knowledge is basic. So the followers that you have, eventually you're going to lose them because you're only going to get to a certain point because the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Yahushai is not working with you because your pride is being lifted up. And we start talking against the men who taught you, all right, who have priceless knowledge, whom they could pour into you. You start talking shit about them, then guess what? You cut off that stream. The scriptures, Yahweh Shai said that there's water you shall never thirst for, and you said that your belly should be springing forth. Let me see. Okay, John 7:38. He that believeth on me, as the scripture has saith, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Okay. So you have to go back, Mark, you the perfect man. You go back to who you learned from, who you learn the truth from. So that spring, that water can continue to flow out of your belly. But when you start cutting that source off, all right, then guess what? Excuse me, you have to start making up shit, which is what y'all doing. Because the scriptures say what? That you're under tutors until the time appointed. Y'all never reached that point to where you graduated from being tutors, just from being under your tutors. You're still kids, you're still children. You weren't weaned from the breast. Okay? You learn a little something and you ran with it. And really the person you gotta blame is the head of the Sakar, which would be Elazar. Right? Because that's what you did. And then you started talking shit about your elders. Old niggas talking shit on the couch. You know, you went to New York all this whole time. You didn't fly out to New York, but you flew out to go see Sarnetta And then since you happened to be there after the thing, you went to see the apostles, and you thought you were going to get some type of, I don't know what kind of, I mean, they gave you Apostle Dahar gave you a fair greeting, but I don't know, I guess you thought you were going to get like, being asked for your autograph and or whatever. Man, you crazy. You crazy, dude. You crazy. And you rolled up and said, this motherfucker right here, like, he's your chum. Oh, man. You're the type of dude, you probably were not raised around your father. You know, you're raised around your mom, and you talk ish about your mom, right? So you weren't taught manners. You don't know how to respect your elders, and because you were never taught that stuff. So the beginning of pride is when one departeth from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker, and this is when you start making up shit. Because what I was saying earlier is that your followers, you can only carry them so far because your knowledge is limited. You know, all you know is the basics. So then you're gonna have to scramble and start studying and, you know, doing all this studying. And because your source is the Most High is no longer working with you like that, because you talk shit about his men. So here it is, you start getting to these different books, you know, studying. And we always tell y'all that a lot of the books you delve into are good, but there's bones. And if you're not learned, you're gonna choke on the bones. So here it is, you reading these things that scholars say, because Apostle Tahar said in his video that I'm referencing here, he said it that y'all are like Edomite scholars. And yeah, I totally agree, you know. And one of my previous videos, I said the same thing, because everything y'all, any points you have against us is because you read it somewhere on Google. You went to Google, you read something, and some scholar said, well, you know, there's no proof that Paul's writings are valid. So then you came up with that, you know. And a couple other things you said, I can't think off the top of my head, but, and then, whatchamacallit, a couple other things. Is because, excuse me, y'all saw some scholars say it. And so, you know, you went with that because it makes sense. But yeah, you have no understanding. And you don't know how to cross-reference properly in the spirit, because if you did, you wouldn't be saying that Russia's going to rule for a little bit after Yahweh Shai comes back. I mean, there's so many scriptures where that doesn't even make any sense. And if you just think about it logically, you know, just using common sense, that doesn't even make sense as well. You know? But anyway, back to Ecclesiastes verse 12, chapter 10. The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker. Verse 13, for pride is the beginning of sin. And you can see that y'all just became reprobates. You can see by you wear hats while you're prophesying. Scriptures clearly speak against that. Some of y'all got long hair. You had strippers at the Passover. You know, even the last Passover, y'all had the pictures and stuff. It's just, y'all not humble at all. Y'all don't understand what the Passover is about. And again, like I said, y'all just copycats. At first, you're copying their parrots of Great Millstone, but that got boring because we don't have what y'all looking for. We're not the role model that you want. We don't have riches. We don't have fancy garments. You know, we don't have a lot of followers. But Nate does. You know, so now you pattern yourself after him. You know, he has some lavish Passovers, things like that. So, excuse me. Verse 13, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination, which is what them wayward doctrines, that crazy shit. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. And it says, verse 14, the Lord hath cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. So, Just reading sound. See if there's anything I want to bring out. Hold on a second. Just like it. The fear of the Lord goeth before the obtaining of authority, but roughness and pride is a losing thereof. You know? And when I read that, I'm thinking about y'all wearing caps on your head while you're prophesying, fitted hats. Fitted hats while you're prophesying. You know, and those hats have logos and things on them that have nothing to do with the scriptures. And when you wear a fitted hat, that's the first thing somebody sees. A fitted hat is basically a billboard. You know? But I thought of that because to wear a hat while you're prophesying and teaching just shows that you have no fear of the Most High. So you start losing the fear of the Most High, which is a scary position to be in. All right. Well, look at here. Verse 23. It is not meet to despise the poor man that hath understanding. Now, we're regarded to as bums, poor bums. But one thing everybody says and nobody can dispute is that we know the scriptures. We have understanding of the scriptures. So it is not meet to despise the poor man that hath understanding. Neither it is convenient to magnify a sinful man. That's a good one too. Better is he that laboreth and aboundeth in all things than he that boasteth himself and wanteth bread, asking for the devil. Anyway, man. Yeah, I mean, verse 31 is excellent as well. But I don't want to make this too long. It's way longer than I wanted it to be anyway. So Lord's will, Lord's will, this was edifying. I just want to speak some thoughts off of the video here that Elder Apostle Tahar did. And yeah, so Lord's will, it was edifying. You pick up some points, and even the longer videos is good to watch. Sit there and watch it. You know, some of them not all exciting and shit, but it's good to watch the videos of the elders, videos of apostles, because you know there is lessons within lessons, and you can see when you watch the longer videos of the apostles. Sometimes they go into different topics or they go off into little things, little minor tangents and all that. But even the tangents, because our mind is focused on spiritual things in the scriptures, but no matter what we're talking about, if you listen to it, you get the glimpse or the mindset of that man, and you can kind of pattern your thoughts and how you think towards how they think, you know. So anyway, with that, I'm going to say Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. To the next video, Shalom.